Today we're going to learn about how to use the source box in Family Search. Okay, in today's video I'm going to show you how to use this source box. Right here it says source box. It has to do with attaching records. And so we have this division of James Crane estate. So I want to show you how you can use why you would use a source box versus attached to the family. Now let's go. I have already found James Crane. Here he is right here, and these are his children. Let's take a look. This is not my direct line, but we have John Crane Sr., John Crane. I think these two are the same. They're married to the same wife. Just have different numbers here. We have Thomas Crane, Aaron Crane, Joseph Lynch, married to Elizabeth Crane, James Crane, Thomas Hardy, married to Sarah Sally Crane, Thomas Curry, married to Nancy Crane, and we have Philip Brumley Price, married to Rachel Crane. Now let's go back over here to the estate here, the division. We're going to read through this, and I think this is as large as I can get it. We have Nancy Curry. Okay, coming back here, Nancy Curry. There she is, right there, Nancy. She is a Curry, so this is his daughter. Okay, then we have John Crane and a James Crane. Those were his sons, and this continues on to this page. We have a Thomas Hardy. Okay, right here, Thomas Hardy is married to James' daughter, Sarah Sally Crane. James Crane, Aaron Crane, another son. We have Elizabeth Lynch. Okay, let's come back over here. I believe there was a Lynch. There's Joseph Lynch, married to Elizabeth Crane. Okay, Thomas Crane. There's the Thomas Hardy again. Aaron Crane. I believe that is all of the people here in this. So I want to attach these two pages to James Crane. So what I need is his ID number right here. I'm going to click that and say copy that. And go back here and I'm going to say attach to the family. Okay, and up here you can change this. I can say this is division of estate of James Crane. And this was in 1817 in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, Virginia. Okay? And I'm going to select and ask me who I want. And I'm going to go here and put in this ID number and click here. And I have James Crane right here. So I can go down here and this is spouse and children. Okay, so let's go through this again. Come down here. Nancy Curry. So let's go find Nancy. We saw that she was married to a Curry. Then we have Thomas Crane. So let's find Thomas. Okay. John Crane. Now this would be probably the son. So we have these two. I'm just going to attach it to the one here. Aaron, I guess we could go ahead and do both. Okay, and then we have a James. There's James. Okay, that's everybody on that page. Let's go down here, or go back up here to the top of this. Thomas Hardy. Now you see we cannot get to Thomas Hardy. He's not going to show up on this list. And that is why we're going to use the source list. So let's finish this. Here's Aaron. There is Elizabeth. She was married to Lynch. James, we already have James. Thomas, we already have him. Aaron, already have him. Thomas, there's Elizabeth again. John T. Thomas, Elizabeth, and Nancy, we have her, and Thomas Crane. So we have We just don't have any sign of this Sarah Sally in this record. And she died in 1817. It was actually a month after this, according to this record. So why Susanna is not listed? Maybe she was very ill and they knew not to divide anything to her, or maybe she just said divide it amongst the children. So we're going to say next, and it tells you the matches that you've chosen, and we're going to say attach here. And now all of those records, we're going to go here. I'm going to open the link on James. Okay, and we're going to go to the sources. And we will see this division I did on December 3rd, 2022, and I can now add this date, 1817. Okay. And we change that, and that it's in chronological order, so that is the latest record or the sources. Okay, so now how do we attach that to this Thomas Hardy, who is a son-in-law? So let's go back to this account, and I'm going to say add this to, go to my source box, add it to my source box, and I can then say division of the estate of James Crane, 1817, Pennsylvania, Virginia. Okay, and I can say save. Okay, so now I have it in my source box. So what? Let's go over here to Thomas Hardy, and we go to the sources, and I can now say add a source, and it says add a new source, attach from my source box. So I'll say attach from my source box, and it's going to ask me which one. So I'm going to say, I'm going to hit that right there, and I'm going to say attach that record, and then I could put a reason in there if I wanted, but I've really got the main reason there. So I'm going to attach it, and then I will go back to Thomas Hardy, okay, and now I have it there. Now I want to change this to 1817. So if any of the other son-in-laws, or maybe a cousin, or an uncle, somebody who doesn't come up on that list, you can add it to your source box. Now I want to, it says source box, go to my source box. Let's go to this. And you can see I have quite a few records. Sometimes we're doing records and we don't even realize that we're adding them, because there's little things you have to unmark, uncheck, to not have it go in there. Not see all these 1850 census, I didn't even realize they were putting in my source box. So let's show you a few things. I don't need all of these, so I'm going to click these like this. I'll do those, and I will say let's remove those. Are you sure you want to remove? Yes, I want to remove them. Okay. Okay, I'm back. So this is what I figured out. First I need to show you how to do a new folder. And I'm not positive I'm doing this correct, but I will show you what I have figured out. So I'm going to say Kentucky. I want to do a folder, and I'm going to say add. So now I have Kentucky. Okay, now I can go down here and search for anything that has to do with Kentucky. And this is kind of a slow way to go down here. I probably missed one or two of them. You can use this search. Now if I do Kentucky and I say search, it gives me all these records that I found in Kentucky. So I can say all, and I can say move to Kentucky. Okay, so it moved them over here into the Kentucky one. Okay, and then I can get rid of that, and it gives me all of them again. So that's what the move, I think, is for. And so I've showed you how to use remove, and now I've showed you how to do the attaching. Anyways, I think that's all there is to the source box. It is a nice way to have records so that you can easily attach to somebody else that might have multiple ones and doesn't show up on that original attach records. Right, I just wanted to add a little bit more. So this was the estate of James Crane up here that we just went through. Here's his children. And when you come down to the next entry, it says James Sawyers is administrator for the estate of James Crane. So this is the same family, and it's just listing prices. But I'm thinking, who is James Sawyers? He obviously is the administrator, and they often chose family members to be the administrator, or somebody, a neighbor that was trusted. I'm not sure exactly, somebody that they knew to be the administrator of the estate. So I went searching and I found this James Sawyers, and we can see he lived in Halifax County, and that was the county right next door to Pennsylvania. So I have a feeling, and if you see his children, they were married in Pennsylvania. Those counties, many things, if you can't find them in Pennsylvania, you can sometimes find them in Halifax. Now, one of the things that I noticed is here's this son married to Joyce Price, and this one married to Martha Price. And if we look over here at James Crane, this youngest daughter married a Price also. So that may be the relationship. I don't know what the relationship is, if they did know each other. I'm not positive this is the right James Sawyers, but the age is right. So I want to attach it to him, and whoever somebody who's related to this family would have that and then could choose to keep that on there, but they would probably never be able to find this record. So I want to attach it to James. So I'm going to go to his person page, and again I'm going to go to the sources, and I could go back to this record and I could say attach, and I could find his number, his ID number, but I already have it in my source box. So I'm going to say add, and I'm going to say attach from my source box, and now I move some of those other ones. So I'm like, what happened to that source? So let's search for Crane. And there it comes, division of James Crane. So I can say attach that record, and I can then attach it. And I could say here, James Sawyer was administrator for, I didn't spell that right, so administrator, there we go, for the estate of James Crane in 1817 in Pennsylvania, Virginia. That gives you information on it, and then attach it. So I can go back here to James Sawyer, and it has 6 sources now. And so again, that one is find a grave, and I had already changed that to 1870, so I don't have to change it on this one, because I did change that in my source box, so it's always going to come up with that 1817. Anyways, I hope this is helpful, and I hope you, I want to show you one other thing. So if you want to find your source box and work in your source box, you kind of look all over, and it's like, where is it? You go up here to your name and click here, and it says source box. And so that's how you can get to your source box. If you want to delete things or find something that you have attached, say you attached something a while ago and you knew you attached it, but you didn't know, this is how you would find it, is in your source box. If it was checked or you asked to have it put in the source box. Anyways, I hope that was helpful, and good luck using the source box. Alright, I had finished the video on the source box, and then I was doing some research, and I came across another reason why you use the source box, so I decided to add it to the video. So I'm working on this Deanna, or in the records sometimes it's Diana Buckley. She is, let's just show you the details. She is married to Joseph Ferris Jr., and this is often spelled with one R. Anyway, so I have in the sources, I actually added this, but I found her in the 1820 census. So let's go to that census record. I actually have it. I clicked here and I've got it up here on this tab. And I looked, and there she is, Diana Ferris. And then I noticed, oh, Amos Ferris, that is their son. And so I tried to search for him. I did, let's go back here to his details. So I did a search, family search. And nothing. He did not, I could not find anything in 1820. And then when you go to the actual record in family search, it lists the people here, down here on the bottom. And it says Diana Fair, and then you notice Zachariah Compton. So that is this person. They didn't index Amos Ferris. He did not get in the index. And so I was like, oh, okay, oh, this is a perfect reason to use the source box. So I'm going to source this record, add to my source box, and I'm just going to take this part off of it and leave it as 1820 census and say save. And then I can go to Amos Ferris, and I can go to sources, and I'm going to add a source and attach from my source box. And there it is right there. So I click on that and say attach, and say Amos Ferris was not indexed, but he is listed directly under his mother. And attach. And there you have another reason how you can use the source box. Thanks for watching. Happy hunting!